Let's see where we at. Mic check 1 2. That's the wrong headphones. Mic check 1 2. All right, let's get right to it. There's a lot going on in the world right now. Trying to make this full screen. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's go back. I think that's it. Oh, maybe this is it. "24 shot in multiple weekend shootings in Philadelphia." Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I don't see no comments right now. I got everything set up right. Let me check, double check. All right, so yeah, this is a pop-up, but I feel this needs to be addressed because I didn't even hear about it. Numbers don't mean a damn thing. Philly mayor reacts to deadly weekend shooting. Weekend violence in Philly leaves four people dead, 20 other injured. So 24 people were shot in Philadelphia over the weekend. It's online, but there's not too many national news coverage of it. Let's go back out of here. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, let's expand this. Now that's too big. Let's go back. All right, that's fine right there. All right, so let's get into it. Let's find out what happened. I'm just hearing about this.
Didn't really know what I wanted out of life early on. Over the years, have really learned about what I want to pursue. Purdue Global has
Philadelphia Mayor Sherrill.
All right, let's make sure we are on the same. Okay, let me invite you all. 24 shooting in 1 week. Present. Why am I? What's going on? Why my screen isn't being shared? Give me 1 minute, y'all. Having low. Stop screen share. Let's do this over. All right, let's go to Google. I don't know what you mean. Sound is E. Can you clarify what you mean? Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. That's what's going on. Can y'all hear me? Mic check. If you can hear me, say yes. Can anyone hear me? Because I don't be talking to myself. Let me go get my tea. I keep breaking up. Is anyone having issues with me talking? Because I know sometimes people services are not the same. So let me know if y'all can hear me. Sound is good on my end. Thank you, because I know some people, the internet have issues. Thank you for letting me know, dear. Okay, so let's go to the right tab that I was supposed to share. Have I've been able to hear the whole time. Thank you, Chris. That's all right, Claire. That happens. But yeah, have anyone that's in the chat right now, have any one of y'all heard about what happened over the weekend in Philly? Because I'm just hearing about it. It's not like an alarm was sound about it. 24 people got shot, and it's not blasted all over the news, only on the internet. Hi, Elena. Let's go back to the screen share. And let me share the right screen this time. This is heartbreaking because it's a cycle that is going to continue to go round and round, because if you shot somebody, this is how the streets work. In the streets, the code of the streets, if you kill somebody, loved one, there is no, oh, I'm sorry. Those people don't want to hear, I'm sorry. They're coming back for retaliation. That's how it goes in the streets. You kill somebody's son, kill somebody's daughter, kill somebody, whoever. They don't want to hear, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, let's keep the peace. They don't want to hear that. These people, their mindset, they are angry, frustrated. Real talk. These people don't want to hear no white flag up. No, they going to war. They coming. You kill somebody, son, somebody, daughter, somebody, heart in the streets. There is no, I'm sorry. That's how the streets go. The streets is cold. There is no mercy in the streets. They leave the mercy to God. So let's hear what happened over the weekend.
Parker joined other city leaders today to address safety concerns after a violent weekend. At least 24 people were shot in the city between Friday afternoon and Sunday night. 4 did not survive. Action News reporter Walter Perez live for us now at Philadelphia City Hall, where 3 teenagers were shot at Dilworth Park on Friday. Walter.
That's right, Shari. Mayor Parker making it a point to hold the news conference outside City Hall, very close to the location where those shootings took place, or that shooting took place, doubling down on her commitment to make Philadelphia a safe place to live and work. An impassioned Mayor Sherelle Parker says the violence that unfolded in the city this weekend is something she takes personally.
We cannot and will not rest until every resident in every neighborhood feels safe in their homes, going to school or walking in their community.
All said, 24 people were shot during 11 shooting incidents over this past weekend. 4 people were killed. A particular concern is the shooting that occurred near the Rothman Ice Rink in Dilworth Park on Friday night. Sources tell Action News that everyone involved in that shooting is enrolled at Freer Charter High School in Center City. 3 teenagers were wounded, and a 14-year-old has been arrested, but we're told that suspect was not the gunman. Mayor Parker and Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel say that even though homicides are down 37% year to date, the violence we saw this weekend serves as a stark reminder that there is still a lot of work to be done.
This weekend did not define who we were and who we are as a city. And we'll continue to work hard to address these issues as they come up.
Our police commissioner is empowered to do everything that he possibly can in leading our police department to ensure that we make your public health and safety our #1 priority.
The violence also included 2 fatal shootings that occurred on Sunday. One took place in Feltonville, where a man was killed and 4 others hospitalized. The other happened inside a sports bar in Strawberry Mansion. In that case, 1 man was killed and 2 more were injured. Now, Action News has also learned that one of the 3 teenagers injured on Friday is listed in extremely critical condition. Anyone with further information about any of these cases is asked to contact police. Reporting live from City Hall, Walter Perez, Channel 6, Action News.
All right, let's excuse me 1 minute as I go get my tea, because it's a tea type of day today. So excuse me 1 minute, y'all, and Gather your thoughts. We have more to cover on this story. Yeah, here I go, yeah. My tea is dark. Like some black coffee. I got black tea. Oh, that's the tea. I'm drinking black tea. All right, so little Nemo, let's put the comment up on the screen so we all can see it. Do you think social media has to do with people shooting each other in Philly? Social media definitely do play a role in a lot of violence. I'm not sure about these particular cases, but it could have. I'm not ruling it out. But all in all, is a disaster what's going on out there in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. I came to Philadelphia from New York and I didn't know I was coming to another war zone. Let's find out what the mayor has to say. Give me 1 second. Let me share the right screen. I'm gonna take this on the top 1 second. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to find the right one to play for you because it's two different YouTube channel covering this story. So let me make sure I pull up the one that I want y'all to see first. Okay, I think it's this one. No, that's not that one. Let's go back. Give me 1 minute, yeah. Let me get this out. This. Where's the one that I was watching earlier? All right, I think this is it right here. 1 second. No, this is not it. Pardon me, yeah. 1 second, okay. Well, I'm gonna put this one on so we can watch this one until I find the other one I want us to watch. So let's watch this one in the meantime. Let me get this off the screen. Okay, here we go, yeah. "24 people shot." Okay. Let me do this full screen for y'all. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay, you can. Okay, let's watch this guy, his segment on it.
A violent weekend in Philadelphia left 24 people shot in 11 different separate shootings. Of course, 4 people also tragically lost their lives. Let's take you right now out to Fox 29's Kelly Rule that has an update on what transpired just over the last few days.
During her call for order today, the mayor saying, "We will not let you steal our joy." City officials saying this is not going to stop the progress they're making on violence or on prevention and intervention with young people, but clearly the work is ongoing. Now, police said they do have a 14-year-old in custody, but they are still looking for the shooter, and a 14-year-old victim remains in the hospital fighting for his life.
I was not scared, but I was in shock.
Barbara Sanchez recalls the moments what she thought was just rowdy teenagers during a crowded Friday afternoon at Dilworth Park turned to gunfire.
I saw the kids, they was fighting, about 15 teenagers, all 14, 15-year-olds. About another 10 minutes, we hear pop, 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 4 shots. And everybody was running. It was chaos.
You do know what the stats are. They affirm that even despite this weekend's gun violence, we are making some progress, but it's not enough. The numbers don't mean a damn thing.
Back at Dilworth Park today, city officials say despite a harrowing 24 gunshot victims citywide this weekend, shootings are down more than 30%, and 2024 homicides are on pace to be the lowest in 10 years.
Center City is one of the safest areas in the city of Philadelphia. We will bolster our resources here as well as across the city to address the episode of violence that we saw over the weekend. But I commit to you that that is not the norm.
2 14-year-olds and 1 15-year-old were injured in the shooting, a group that has had ongoing fights at their Center City school, according to law enforcement sources. Police say they have had ongoing issues with young kids gathering here and a deployment to address it, as well as ongoing work with the city trying to bolster before and after school programs.
We're going to continually be working hard to go after our young people, particularly those who are carrying guns. But this is the work, right? We've seen this across the city when young people unfortunately have weapons, will use them.
I would definitely tell the kids and the parents to monitor their children more and to get location on their kids where they're at and what they're into after school.
On a tight-knit West Philadelphia block, Natasha Pitts says her 14-year-old son grew up with the critically injured 14-year-old victim a few houses away.
He's in the fight, and we're praying for this kid. Like I said, he didn't ask to deserve that over just a physical fight. Turned violent.
The 14-year-old that was arrested was not charged as an adult, but the DA said that could change down the road. Again, they're still looking for the shooter. They do believe it's a young person, possibly 14 years old as well. Reporting in Center City, I'm Kelly Rule, Fox 29 News.
All right, thank you so much for that. A very scary weekend, to say the least. And it really all started on Friday evening when gunfire erupted at the Christmas Village there in the Dilworth Plaza in the city of brotherly love. Again, the statistics are very difficult to hear, difficult to fathom. 24 people shot, 4 fatally killed in 11 more than 10 separate shootings over this weekend.
Okay, fam, let me just get into a little commentary real quick with y'all. It's definitely mad out there right now. For us who are empath, it's draining right now for us, to be frank with you all. Being an empath right now during these dark times is so draining to see the world just burning, people just losing their mind. Destruction it's like Sodom and Gomorrah, like the Bible, the last days for real, fam. So let's listen to the mayor and hear what she got to say, because she got a lot on her plate. I found the right one, yeah, the one that I want to. And when people come up with me, oh man, go back. Come on, man. It's the right one. Hold on. I just had it to see if this is it. Okay, here it is, yeah. So yeah, speak from your heart, man. Don't speak reading the written words put together by your gang. No, speak from your heart, how you really feel. All right, fam. That's how I come with it. I want you to speak from your heart. Don't write nothing. Open your heart and let your heart talk. So let's play. Let me play the right screen for us. I don't care if you make a mistake while you talking. Hey, speak from your heart. Numbers don't mean a thing. All right, this is it right here. Okay, let's go in, y'all. Let's hear what she got. Make sure y'all can see it. Here we go.
I wanted us to gather on today following the very unfortunate and tragic gun violence that took place in several neighborhoods, including this one over the weekend that just ended. For the record, 24 people were shot over the weekend in 11 separate incidents, and 4 people have died. This includes the shooting outside the ice rink on Friday evening, where 3 youth were shot, none fatally, but 3 youth were shot. As I have said before, every shooting and homicide in Philadelphia personally pains me as your mayor and my administration. It pains me because every homicide victim was somebody's son, brother, father, uncle, daughter, sister, mother, aunt. These are human beings that we are talking about and not statistics. Our city grieves their loss, and it should not have to be this way. People should not have to live this way. Yes, you do know what the stats are. They affirm that even despite this weekend's gun violence, we are making some progress, but it's not enough. The numbers don't mean a damn thing. If we don't find a way to understand that, one, the foundation that I committed to you as mayor would be that we would make public safety our number one priority. The public health and safety of all Philadelphians will become our number one priority, and we would not be afraid to make the tough decisions that are necessary to bring some order back to our city, and that we would empower our Philadelphia Police Department with every constitutional tool available that will allow them to protect us. But we can't police our way out of what's happening now. Prevention and intervention is extremely important, and we're doing it right now. No one thing has gotten us to the point where homicides are down 37% this year compared to last year, and shooting victims are down 36% compared to last year, but Philadelphia is still not enough. We have the best police commissioner in the nation right here in our city, a department of men and women who are putting their lives on the line on a daily basis to protect and serve us, but with them and them alone, and even when they work with our other partners, the federal agencies and state agencies, it's still not enough. I'm asking you on today to join in partnership with your city, and understand that we cannot and will not rest until every resident in every neighborhood feels safe in their homes, going to school or walking in their community. We have much more work to do, and we're going to do that work every day with our police department, with our Office of Public Safety, with our community partners, to make Philadelphia what my goal is, what I committed to you, that we would do everything that we possibly could to make it the safest big city in America. But rest assured, particularly during this time of year, we will not allow anyone to think that they can just do anything in our city and there will not be any repercussions. It won't go down here in the city of Philadelphia. I need you to know that as your mayor, our police commissioner is empowered to do everything that he possibly can in leading our police department to ensure that we make your public health and safety our number one priority. Over the weekend, I got calls from the family members of the young people who were impacted right here. We're doing extended day, extended year. We're funding it so our children can have before and after school programming, summer programming, spring break, winter break programming.
We're doing CCME, City College for Municipal Employment, training Philadelphians to give them access to economic opportunity so that they can be put on the path to self-sufficiency and have some hope about a future that's better. But under no circumstances does anyone get the right to wreak havoc in our city. We won't let you steal our joy, not during the season. You're going to hear now from our Police Commissioner, Kevin Bethel, our Chief Public Safety Director, Adam Gear, our Center City District President and CEO, Prima Gupta, along with our DA.
So good morning, everyone.
Okay, let me give you a little stop real quick, and we're gonna get right back into it. Yeah, I wanna say thanks to everyone who's watching right now. Vitam said, we as men, I agree with you definitely. We have to step up. We have to speak up and lead. We are leaders of the new school, as always, leaders of the future. So we have to definitely step up. Our drugs breed violence. Definitely, it breeds so many things. It brings devastation. It brings havoc. It brings destruction, and it gets put in the worst in poverty neighborhood where there's a lot of poverty. That's where the drugs run rampant, and we get caught up in there because a lot of us don't have skills to pay the bills. So drugs is like to a lot of us in the hood guys who don't have the skills and the education, drugs become the skills and education. So that's what happened to a lot of people in the hood, and they put drugs in the hood just because to wipe out a group of people. Let's get back to
it. Echo the words of the mayor who stands here. In January, when I came on board, the mayor gave us a charge. So he gave the department a charge to reduce the level of violence we're seeing across the city. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're having one of the best years we've had in over a decade. The numbers of violence and the numbers of shootings we see align with what we saw back in 2014. It wasn't too long ago when we saw almost 560 plus homicides, and we've cut that number in half. We are headed in the right direction, and we will not allow, we will not allow anyone to deter us from our mission. Center City is one of the safest areas in the city of Philadelphia. Where you stand now is one of the safest areas in the city of Philadelphia. We will bolster our resources here as well as across the city to address the episode of violence that we saw over the weekend. But I commit to you that that is not the norm. We have already started to make arrests both here on this camp, what happened here earlier, and across the city. I am proud of the men and women of the Philadelphia Police Department for the work they have done this year. I'm equally as proud of the partnerships that I've developed in that process, whether it be the DA's office, our local, our federal, and my partner here, Adam Gear. We are working tirelessly to address the issues. We were on the phone all weekend talking through what was necessary for us to address the violence. But I stand here letting you know we're fully committed to this city. We're fully to addressing the violence that we see. And we'll continue that process, not just now, but throughout the coming years. As the mayor said, we fully understand that this year is not going to change people's viewpoint of what they see. It is such continuously pressing. The mayor continually coming here and raising the value of those we lose and those incidents that happen that will get us to that place. So I'm grateful for the mayor's leadership. I'm grateful for the partnership. I'm grateful for the work that we're going to continue to do. This weekend did not define who we were and who we are as a city. And we'll continue to work hard to address these issues as they come up. I'll now turn it over to my colleague, Adam Gear.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I echo what the mayor.
1 second, let me hop back in again. Now, why did it take them so long? Why did it take society? Why did it take people so long for them to try to fix this problem? Why did it have to come to this stage of the game for people to start caring now? Or do they really care? Or because we as humans, we are putting the fire, the pressure on them about, what's going on out there. It's being addressed. It's being exposed. It's not being hidden anymore. Let's get back to it.
and what our commissioner has said. This weekend does not define us, right? This weekend does not define us. When I was out here on Friday night, seeing our officers who were here taking care of the scene, seeing our community partners who showed up, who were here to provide whatever support they could, knowing that we had, and I'll read you exactly some of the services we did, but knowing we had folks in the communities all weekend long, right? All weekend long, trying to do whatever they could to connect people to services for any trauma or whatever they needed to get through and start this journey, right? This terrible journey that they will be on. But what does define us is that response, right? What does define us is the fact that we came together. We will continue to come together. We will continue to support each other. That's what we do in Philly. That's what we do. Take a look around this stage. That's what we do. And we're going to be there for every single one of those communities moving forward. Just to let you know what we have done, we have a rapid response unit that operates out of the Office of Safe Neighborhoods and the Office of Public Safety. We have PPD victim assistance officers out, community responders, that's CCIP, victim advocate responders. 211 is going to canvass the area with their calls. Town Watch Integrated Services, Office of the Victim Advocate, our GVI team, all the city response out there in our communities, and then the people's names who I didn't call, the community members who are out there taking care of their own, right? And why I think it's so important to raise up all of this work is because we have to acknowledge that we are all working towards this. And as the mayor says, we love work. In this administration, we love work. We are here to continue to do whatever we can day in, day out, as our folks will do today, tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the time we have in order to bring about safety to our neighborhoods. That is what we're all about here. I appreciate you.
Okay, let me hop back up in here again. So yeah, he said he said some good thing as far as together. I love the word together because this cannot be done without unity. We all have to come together. All these people he mentioned that they're hiring, all these people taking the job because they really want to make a difference, or they're just taking it because they need money. We need people that care more about the people than they care about the paycheck. Because if we care about the people, changes, we will see drastic change. But if we care about the paycheck more than the people, we will continue to see what we see out there is mistreatment of people. You just on the clock, you're getting paid, so it don't matter. Let's get back to it.
I'd like to start out by thanking Mayor Sherelle Parker for bringing us together, for doing so very quickly, for emphasizing what is true, which is that we are united in our efforts to bring more safety to the city of Philadelphia. We are united in things that are working. And yes, it is not just one thing. It is not just enforcement. It is prevention. It is intervention. It is this collaboration that is so essential to protecting us in this city. So I want to make sure that everybody understands we are here because Mayor Parker brought us together. We are here as a united front. We are here because we agree that what happened over this weekend does not define us. And yes, the numbers do support that it does not define us, that we are in a journey, we are on a struggle, but it is a battle we are winning this year to make the city safer. And it is a battle we were winning last year and the year before. We are 3 years in to major public safety improvements that are bigger and better than the national average of big cities. And I think we need to hold that at the same time that we hold that what happened here is completely unacceptable. When I arrived here, I was actually very close by when it occurred. And when I arrived here pretty early in the process, shortly after victims had been taken for medical care, and looked around, I saw police coming from every direction, senior brass, detectives, others. They were completely focused on solving this case, figuring out who was responsible and why. And that should be very encouraging to all of us, that intensity of effort, that desire to make sure we know the full truth about what happened here. Now, I do also want to say that Councilmember Kurt Jones has been on this issue for a minute. 30 days ago, he was in the process of talking about situations that we face when young people get out of school and they come to Dilworth Plaza, trying to address that.
I have to give him his props for that, because he, of course, is also closely in collaboration with the mayor's office, with the police department, with the schools. And when the mayor speaks so passionately and so truthfully about her concern for youth and every effort that she is making so that we do not have situations like this, well, I just want you to know that Council Member Curtis Jones is on that team, and that he is making that effort through educational resources and others to see what he can do so we do not have this again. I'm not going to say much more other than to say, as soon as this occurred, our victim witness services people, and by this, I actually mean the entire weekend, multiple different shootings, our victim witness services crew within the DA's office, our CARES unit within the DA's office that addresses homicide cases specifically, were deployed. They were in contact. They were doing what they could do, as has been described by other members of the mayor's team, to address the immediate needs of these people. I can tell you there are very, very active investigations going even as we speak, and that we are collaborating very closely with the police department on that. Our gun violence task force has some forensic resources, and they're going to use that. Our victim witness crew are out there doing everything they can do. There are attorneys in my office who've been on the phone most of the weekend dealing with people who may have knowledge of what occurred here to make sure that everyone responsible is held accountable. We will not stop. We will not delay. We will not slow down, because this incident, as was said before, does not define us. Thank you.
A lot of talk, yeah.
On behalf of the entire Center City District team, we are so saddened by Friday's events in this park. Our hearts go out to all those affected by senseless gun violence everywhere in this country. Our team puts our whole hearts into operating this park, creating magic, especially during this time of year when Dilworth Park has become a beloved holiday tradition for many throughout the entire region. As the police commissioner said, Dilworth Park remains one of the safest places in the city, with more than 30 cameras that operate 24/7 and more than 24 uniformed members of our staff in the park every day. And I'm so grateful for that hardworking team. It's important to note that Friday's events were an isolated incident at Dilworth Park. Up until then, we hosted more than 11 million visitors who've come here without incident. We are so grateful for Mayor Parker's partnership as we work to ensure Dilworth Park remains a space for Philadelphians to enjoy during the holidays and year-round. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you to your team.
Let me state for the record, who's here? Councilmember Squilla. Why don't you come over here, Councilmember Squilla, next to me, please? Councilmember Squilla, Councilmember Young, Councilmember Curtis Jones. We also got some calls, Councilmember Jones, from some of our friends in labor who also said, listen, what is it that we can do as it relates to after school programming? Because we do know that activity, and you have raised it, and our vendors across the street, they have been very consistent in raising it, but we have to work with our stakeholders in those schools, and we will make sure that we continue to do so. But the importance of us being gathered here on today is to, one, let Philadelphians know that their public health and safety is our #1 priority, that every resource that is needed to continue to ensure that the city of Philadelphia, and yes, that includes Dilworth, part of the economic hub of our city, we're going to make sure every resource is available to ensure that it's safe. Councilmember Jones, you're still going to shop. You're going to shop, Squilla. I'm going to shop. Philadelphians are going to shop. And we won't let this one incident define us. But it's also important to let people know that this is not an anything goes city of Philadelphia. It's just not going to happen. We're going to do everything in our power to ensure that those who are responsible for these efforts are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. In Philadelphia, a lot of people may have opinions about that, but as your mayor, I do not apologize about that. If we can't make sure that our city is safe, we can't do anything else. And that's what we intend to do. We'll take a few questions.
So far, just one so far. We're working on the others. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to give that information at this point. We know they're juveniles.
Skrilla.
We know we have issues.
Nah, she didn't say
You know,
Skrilla.
as was indicated with Councilman Curtis Jones around this issue of kids convening here and be having issues. We've dealt with the fights. We've never had a situation where someone pulled out a weapon. Obviously, that has changed the process now. We have a significant deployment down here for the rest of the year as we get through the holiday season. But I can't get into the particulars, but we will say that it is school kids down here, constantly converging down here. We have a deployment down here to try to move them along. This happened a little bit later than our deployment, which means that the kids hung around a little bit later because of the Friday. But we have to readjust our deployment as it relates to that. But we are digging into that. It is an area that we're going to be focusing on as it relates to the young people who are down here and the activities that they're engaging in.
Sorry, we can't hear it. Yeah.
Well, I think, listen, I've always said that when you give a child, a 14-year-old child, a gun, and understanding their development, they don't care about the consequences. They just think in the moment, right? And don't even really consider the trauma that they inflict on others when they engage in that behavior. And so we're going to continually be working hard to go after our young people, particularly those who are carrying guns. But this is the work, right? We've seen this across the city. When young people, unfortunately, have weapons, will use them, right? We've seen that,
I have
2
to
hours
watch
after
that
school,
again.
within
It's
2
Skrilla.
miles of school is when we see a lot of our activity around our young people. And so we're working to adjust our deployment around those time periods. And then we'll be doing that here as we work to increase our deployment in Center City. Is it charged as adult? Is it juvenile being charged as
Can you
adult?
say that again, please? So the short answer is not yet. The way the law works is if it is a homicide, all homicides, regardless of the age of the defendant, originate in adult court. However, if it is not a homicide, and this is not at this time, there are issues of age and also prior record. In this instance, the age and the prior record do not make this a direct file case. Even though there was an erroneous belief that it was, they do not make a direct file case.
She
So it
said
must
about
begin
Skrilla.
in juvenile court. That is not necessarily where it will end. It may end up in adult court through a certification process. But at this moment, given the situation that it is not a homicide, this case will be reslated to juvenile court, and then where it goes from there is to be determined.
I'm like, Skrilla going to think his head going to be really big.
No, we did not recover the weapon at this time. Yeah, I'll let my Commissioner Benor come up and give you some more details on the other jobs that we're investigating. 2 of them obviously were around bars.
There are a few cases that occurred throughout the city. 2 of them, as the commissioner said, occurred in establishments, liquor establishments. One of them involved the security guard firing a weapon at someone who had a weapon. That's under review by the district attorney to see if charges will be filed in that case. They have not at this time. All right. The other case we have happened in Wyoming at 5:30 in the morning over an argument. We're still working on obtaining more video in that case and moving forward what we have. We have a lot of information. We're moving forward on that. As far as the other cases, we're working to gather all our technology and look at what we have and working with the district attorney's office as far as charges go.
Wow, West out there. Yeah.
I'll give it to you. It's in the 39th district, I believe. I'll give you the address. Yes. We don't know that yet. 2 of the incidents that we had, one in the 16th, one in the 39th, were absolutely targeted incidents. If they were connected, we're working to see if they are, but we're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know why it's playing in one ear neither.
let me one just state for the record, and this is where Councilmember Jones and Squilla and Young and I, under the leadership of Council President Kenyatta Johnson, this is when budgets come into play.
She did
Not
say
sure
Skrilla.
how many people understood why
I
a
don't
few
think it's the
weeks
rapper
ago
though.
in our mayor's reception
Yeah,
room,
funny.
we announced a $3 million appropriation for little leagues in the city of Philadelphia, because that is prevention. We had parents, coaches, and players who are participating in those activities from across the city here, and that's how we say we support your efforts. The record breaking, I would say, investments in anti-violence funding, grassroots community-based organizations. And that's why you will always hear me say, if anyone's telling you there's this one thing, that if Philadelphia would just do this one thing, that's not what your blueprint for Safe Philadelphia part 2 says. You said it was 150 things. When it comes to prevention and intervention, I'm thinking about some of those grassroots community-based organizations that are on the ground. And quite frankly, I think they are instrumental and essential to why we've seen so much success in the city of Philadelphia, because we've been proactive. Again, the before and after school programming, access to economic opportunity, right? But we have to continue doing everything that we're doing now and to not give up on that activity. And we also need to remember this: putting people on a path to self-sufficiency, giving, and I'm not just talking about our young people, I'm talking about their caregivers and their parents, giving them access to an employment or a career opportunity where they can earn a living wage, retirement security, and healthcare. That helps stabilizes a family. Now, some people may say, well, I don't understand what she's talking about. What does a stable family have to do with violence? Everything. So that's why we have to make sure that we're doing it all. But it's also important for me as mayor of this city to affirm that we will hold people accountable. We're standing here in the economic hub of the 6th largest city in the nation, the birthplace of democracy. And I was out here before and after the shooting occurred, and commerce was moving, and people are walking, and they're saying they're beginning to feel good about their city again. We won't let anybody steal that joy away from us. This was an isolated incident. Now, will we have to beef up all of the supports that we have 1,001%, but not just here, in neighborhoods too, because that's another concern that people will have. This happened, this incident was in Center City, it was here, and what about what occurs in neighborhoods? There's no one with more priority over the other. Every life, every shooting that occurs is a priority, and we won't rest, and we won't celebrate and kick our feet up as if we've solved anything until people who live and work here and our stakeholders here, they feel safe here, and they should, especially where we are right now in neighborhoods across the city. Thank you all so much. For the record, 24 people were shot over the weekend in 11 separate incidents, and 4 people have died. This includes the shooting outside the ice rink on Friday evening, where 3 youth were shot, none fatally, but 3 youth were shot. And it should not have to be this way. People should not have to live this way. Yes, you do know what the stats are. They affirm that even despite this weekend's gun violence, we are making some progress, but it's not enough. The numbers don't mean a damn thing.
Center City is one of the safest areas in the city of Philadelphia. Where you stand now is one of the safest areas in the city of Philadelphia. We will bolster our resources here as well as across the city to adjust it.
All right, so we watched the whole thing.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's just go read some comments and hear what the community are saying about this. I mean, she said some great things, but until we can see it, we have to see it. Let's read some comments, see what the community is saying. So let's see what the AML family is saying. Also bring back teaching trades in Philly public high schools and bring back summer jobs. Oh, remember summer jobs? I remember when I was coming up in New York, summer job was a thing. You seen your friend getting that paycheck, they encouraged you to want to get a summer job. But what's sad about that also too was them bad kids were beating up the kids for their when they cash their paycheck, they would beat up the kids and take their money. So yeah, but yeah, that's a good, definitely a good idea to bring back those things into the schools. All right, so let's see what the comments are saying. And we was talking about social media having an influence on violence, and you do have a point. It does definitely play a big part to a larger problem, that's for sure. All right, so some of the comments are these people who are using guns don't give a damn about what you or the city want. We live in dangerous times with people who don't have respect for life, their selves, or any other people. That's a good point that person made. When you say, it goes back to what I was saying about if you kill somebody loved one in the streets, these people, they don't want to hear I'm sorry. They don't care about what the mayor is saying. They don't have no type of sympathy or empathy to whoever did it, whoever shot their loved one or killed their loved ones. It's all retaliation in some people's head. It's no, oh, I'm gonna leave it with God. It's none of that. These people, they don't think that way. So that person understands that some people don't give a damn what you or the city wants. If they want payback, they want justice for the street justice, they're going to get it. Real talk. Let's see. Another person said, Philly, we gotta pull together. I'm sick of telling my daughter she can't play outside. You people that's making our city unsafe, you no longer are want to hear. We're all sick and tired of you. If you stay silent, why they destroy our city? You are part of the problem. One more. Yeah, he's right about as far as staying silent. And I have a big issue with people wanting us to say to not expose evil, because why wouldn't you want to expose something that's detrimental to society? Why should we keep it hidden? So he has a point. Philly, we got to do better. The world, we got to do better as humans. It's not a Philly thing, it's a world thing, a human thing. I keep on pushing, yeah. Also, all right, let's keep on reading comments, see what they if you have anything you would like to add, I'm all ears. All right, so somebody else said, let's see what they said. It's sad, but I have been reaching out asking why we need so many smoke shops in our neighborhoods. We have 24-hour smoke shops that's falsely advertising family candy snacks on the outside, but nothing but smoke product on the inside. This is at 54 Cedar Avenue. It's been open for 24 hours since day one. It's a block away from middle school, across the street from the daycare, and directly across from the hospital. I just want to understand why this all we are offering in our community. And that goes back to what I was saying about the drugs. They put all these things in a poor neighborhood, in the poor people neighborhood. They put all these things. And what that person is saying, she's absolutely right. I'm 10 toes down in Kensington. I go into these smoke shops and it's smoke products, drugs being sold out of grocery stores, out of bodegas, whatever you call it, in our communities. It's easy to get anything you want in our community. Somebody have it or know somebody who got it. Let's keep going. How about spending half of the money for a stadium? The city doesn't need on crime prevention. 76 organization. hasn't won a championship, they can't wait, just like we have. These are all people opinion. This mayor don't care. All she cares about is preaching like she a pastor at church on the news. What a joke she is. That's what somebody said. And people are angry. People are upset. You even free samples. Yeah, exactly. Free samples. They give out free samples. I be out in Kensington doing outreach work, and these dealers will just come with all these free samples, giving it to these people. They be like, "Ho," they be like, if the person want to leave with the sample, they was like, no, my man, right now, you gotta do it right now, right here, right now. You gotta try it and let me know how it is. Is it good? I'm like, damn. And these guys who's doing it, they don't have any skills as far as to have a legit job, even though they can if they work on themselves. But a lot of them lose the motivation. They lose the drive. They just get used to the fast life and don't see the easy life will get you to places that will last more than the fast life. They just want the fast money. And so many of them out there that's caught in that trap of the fast life because they don't know any better. They are a product of their environment. What they see around them is the old heads doing the same thing. They get inspired by the old heads, the OGs, the big homie. It's a vicious cycle, and our youth sees that. We saw that. I saw that as a youth coming up. That's how come I got caught up in the drug life, because we see the cars, we see, when we go back to social media having a huge influence on our youth. Yes, it starts arguments. People start threatening each other, and the people that's in the community on social media even pour fire on the flames to even make it worse. Now I have to make myself not look like a punk in front of my homies on my crew. These kids are all misguided. That's all this is. A misguided bunch of youth, just like how we was misguided. But when you get older, you realize, damn, that was stupid. I ruined my life. People insult each other online, a lot of keyboard warriors, but that goes into real life beef. Yep, and then absolutely Curious George, glorification of violence. Glorification of violence on social media. We have these entertainers, especially, the musicians, glorify violence. And these kids, we as youth, I myself too, I used to look up to that because I thought it was cool. The youth think it's cool. Going to somebody's grave, digging up the person's grave and putting it on social media. What do you think gonna happen if you go and dig up somebody's child grave and making fun of the dead body and putting it on social media? What do you think how you think that person, mom or dad or their family, gonna feel you digging up their child corpse and playing with the body? That's ultimate disrespect. And so many people have died because of, they call it clout chasing, but I call it misguided, young and dumb. Social media glorify these things to our youth. It's like glamorized to them. Is oh, I gotta have an enemy. I gotta have a gun. It's encouraging people, the youth, to seek attention. So if you have a child, you have a youth, make sure you are monitoring these youth, because these kids are slick. You think we were slick? They are slicker than us, because technology has advanced from when we was coming up. So if I have a teenage son and he's slick, I know he's slick. I know he got different social media account that I don't know nothing about, because the one that he do have, I'm friends with, he don't post nothing on it. It's just a bunch of random stuff from people posting. But he friends with me on that social media account. But his main one, I don't know. The last time I saw him on TikTok pulling up the middle finger in the air, I checked him. I was like, bro, you can't be. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you taking a picture in school with your middle finger in the air? That's not cool. Don't try to be a follower. You saw what happened to your daddy. You saw what happened to me. I was a follower and that ruined my life. But hopefully these kids will catch on to what we say to them, because when we was young, people that came in our life to try to give us advice, we was rude to them. We let it go in one ear out the other ear. So we praying that our kids will not be like us. But monitor your kids' youth. Talk to them. Don't try to be their friend. Be their parent. There are so many harmful things that are online that are influencing the youth. So many illegal activities our youth are getting involved in. Gangs. The gangs. Let's talk about the gangs. The gangs, these kids, sometimes I fear my son is in a gang, but it's hidden. He's not going, I don't see it. He's all the way with his mom somewhere else, but I know the signs. Some parents, they don't know the signs because they haven't lived that life. But parents who live that life, they know the signs. I've been in a gang. I've been involved with drugs. I went in jail, so I know all the signs. So if he was living with me, I know the signs. But his mom, she never done none of those things. She never been in jail. She never done drugs. None of those things. So she don't know the signs. So these kids are slick. If you don't know the sign as a parent, they will out slick you. So it's definitely, a lot of people fear the youth. I myself, I'm starting to fear the youth. When I see a bunch of youth somewhere coming together, I cross the street, go to the other side, because a lot of the times they are misguided. And when they get older, that's when they realize, damn, I was young and dumb. So Curious George, and every double your money quickly until you get hooked on your product. So yeah, Curious George, you absolutely right. Glorification of toxic behavior, parents glorifying their kids who acting grown, acting beyond their age. That's not cute. We are destroying the world slowly and slowly. Things are going to be, kids are so, some of these kids nowadays, they are so grown up, having grown up conversations, talking like grown up, because the parents it starts, that's the foundation of parents. We may have good parents too out there, and you have children that still will go out there and get involved with bad friends because of trying to be cool, trying to be liked, trying to be one of the homies, the popular guy, the popular girl. But what happened to all the popular girls, all the popular guys, when you see them 50 years, 20 years later on, some of them are dead, in jail, they don't, life ruined. So when we get down to that aspect, social media definitely does have a huge influence on the youth and the world, not just the youth, the world, period, human beings, because we, even as adults, fall victim to social media. So we just got to stay vigilant, stay educating people, and hopefully somebody can get safe. Right, fam? But yeah, if you have a child, a teenager, and you are raising your teenager, that's a good thing, because some of us, we we didn't have the option to raise our child. Someone else is raising them. Another, whether the father is raising them, the mother is raising them, because of the situation. Whoever raised your child, that's how your child's going to turn out. You're going to be like a stranger to your child. Just like how I was a stranger to my parents because I was raised by somebody else. I knew you my mom, I knew you my dad, but you a stranger to me because you didn't raise me, and that's vice versa. All right, folks. So yeah, I just wanted to just give you that little that news. I wanted for us to listen to what the mayor is saying. We have a drug epidemic, and then we have a war with violence. So it's a disaster. All in all, they all tie together as one. Drugs, violence, they all tie in together as one because all those things go hand in hand. We heard a lot of talks, a lot of big things were said. We just have to just keep watching and praying and hoping for the best, y'all. Okay, folks. So wrapping it up, I'll keep you guys posted on any developing news that I hear. I'll let you hear it too. Let's read some more comments and then we're going to shut it down. This other person said, I want to know how in the hell is all these kids getting a hold of these guns? So one thing about guns too, if you don't know, you can order guns from online. A lot of kids are ordering guns from online. It's very easy to order a gun from online from the black market. It will come to your house. You can just put it together. They call it ghost gun. So you can go online and buy you a ghost gun. It'll get delivered to your house, and all you got to do is put it together. So a lot of these kids have ghost guns they get from online, from black market, and they put it together. They don't have like serial numbers and all that stuff on them. That's why they call it ghost guns. Let's see what else. So to answer that person question, I want to know how in the hell it's all these kids are getting a hold of these guns because of online. So there we go again, back to online. Definitely has a huge influence on our youth. The city of Philadelphia has become a war zone, war city. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even like staying in Philly in a certain part of Philly, a certain time of the day or time. I got to go because I know what's ahead. With the violence in the city increasing the property taxes 100%, it's time to move out of the city. Sell your house, businesses, and rental properties. Philly is toast. The city wants to get the money out of the working people. This was long-winded and boring. Philly should be a sanctuary city, mayor. I have a problem with the commissioner not answering questions about how they distributed the reward money. The way he was acting in the video was real unprofessional. A lot of people put that money in their pockets, that's for sure. A lot of people treated themselves with some of that money, that's for sure. If families don't become whole, this will continue. Yeah, it's the answer. Teach your kids biblical principles. Amen to that. Yep, that's facts. Let's keep on pushing. Read more comments and we're going to wrap it up. I didn't hear them address they didn't address the elephant in the room, that's for sure. And that's a huge elephant. That's an elephant that definitely need to be addressed, but that's for a whole nother day for them. She is the problem. She's more worried about the billionaire developers. She is completely incompetent and out of touch with Philadelphia. People, internet is talking. This is because she's too worried about the 76ers arena and parking tickets, focus on the violence. She don't give two damn about Philly. Philadelphia is the 6th largest city in the United States and 10th. Okay, let's keep pushing. Just a jacked up situation. What the hell? is the parents with these young juveniles. Some of the parents are on drugs. Some of the parents themselves are misguided. Some of the, like the mayor was saying herself, she want to help the parents to gain skills and gain employment so that way the family could be whole. But if the mom is on drug, the kid is going to be roaming the streets. We hear it so many times on AML. The mom is on drugs. Where the son at? Oh, my son he's out on the streets. I'm tired of them saying the same thing. That's a good one because I have heard all these things that they are saying in that briefing. I have heard it before. So someone said, I'm tired of them saying the same thing year after year with no real actions being taken. We have corrupt taken. All right. We have corrupt police officers and officials in our office in Philadelphia. When will they start taking legal action and start going after the parents of the minors that are committing these crimes and murders? You would think the price of living here would. So she want them to go after the parents. Well, how can you go after the parent when the parent themselves need help? So it's a tough situation. It's really, really complicated because you say go after the parents, but if the parents are messed up themselves, how can you go after somebody who need help themselves? So why aren't the scanners why aren't the scanners when they leave schools to know they have some type of weapon? Where is the protection of the children when they are walking home from school? Do more buses. You know how many children are out there when school get let out? You know, you just gotta do your job as a parent at home with your child. That's the best thing you can do because this is an issue that is really big. It has been going down in Philadelphia every day since my brother died in the biggest massacre in Philadelphia that happened in 2000. Rest in peace. Damn, that's sad. I gotta look into that. We'll look into that, fam. The biggest massacre that happened in Philadelphia in 2000. What time is it? Let's read a few more. Let me hear what the fam was saying. I didn't hear. Okay, drugs. All right, let's keep on pushing. Read more comments. To the so-called parents of Philly, look at what you created and have allowed to go on. Are you proud of yourself? So someone is coming at the parents. But then again, go back to what I was saying. Some of these parents themselves need help. If she really cared, she would press the public to vote for a different DA. Nothing will get better with Krishna in office. And you think the 76er arena will help the city bring down the crime? You speak of intervention and prevention. Do the damn work. It starts at home. See what I was saying earlier with it being at home? We as parents at who's raising these children, it starts at home. Fix the broken system in Philly and you will see a decrease. Improve the housing, school system, amen. That person has a good point. Schools, hospitals, all these things need addressing. Thickening. I noticed the governor is not here. Nothing interested in the spotlight. Mayor Parker is experiencing what Kenny experienced. Not easy. It's definitely not easy because it has gotten out of control. This is the effects of having kids and being immature while raising a kid. That too, a lot of babies have babies. So, fam, this is where we're going to stop at. We all have our opinion on this matter. But what's most important is we try to have an understanding and come together and just keep working towards a solution and continue educating people. And let's continue to break this cycle and not be afraid of talking about it. So we're going to clock out. Enjoy the rest of your day, beautiful folks. Thank you for your time. And remember, don't be bitter, be better. And we out there. Peace out.